3 Patriot batteries equipped with 12 missile launchers have been stationed in Poland since January. Their task is to secure the airspace on the Polish-Ukrainian border near Zamość. In addition to providing the system, the Germans have agreed to let the Polish armed forces take command of the system. The German component of the Patriot system has been redeployed to Poland under a bilateral Polish-German agreement, which expires at the end of June this year. The continued stationing of the German contingent on the territory of Poland is subject to arrangements. We will report on the details in due course. The decision to relocate the Patriot systems was made by Germany amid fears of an escalation of the war in Ukraine. On 15 November last year in Przewodowo, a missile launched by Ukrainian forces to shoot down a Russian missile missed its target and exploded on Polish territory. The course of our military missions must be constantly monitored and evaluated. Germany must adapt its decision to the circumstances because we do not have infinite reserves of equipment and personnel. Other representatives of the German Defense Ministry also took a stand on the issue, explaining that decisions on the matter have not yet been made, but will be the subject of Polish-German talks in the near future. I think that our German partners should be persuaded to leave the Patriots in our country for a longer period of time, especially since this is probably not the final decision. We recently proved in the European Parliament that you can be successful by convincing the Germans, because it was thanks to our cooperation with German MEPs that we changed the methane regulation. So it is necessary to talk, because diplomacy is persuasion in action, not resenting partners. The war in Ukraine is continuing. Information warfare is also an element of this war. Therefore, it is very important that any agreements to be made are not subjected to these elements related to disinformation and to the confusion of allies in both NATO and the European Union. Germany's possible decision to withdraw Patriot batteries would translate not only into a weakening of Poland's air defense system, but of NATO's entire eastern flank, especially as Russia has already sent 10 aircraft adapted to carry nuclear weapons to Belarus and is expected to finish building a storage complex for nuclear warheads by July. Let's remember that the Russians already have short-range nuclear weapons in the Kaliningrad region, so such a potential threat to Poland already exists. It seems to me that here it is more about political issues. The deployment of possibly nuclear weapons in Belarus would be another step in the subordination of the Lukashenko regime to Moscow. Patriot is a U.S. surface-to-air missile system mounted on a mobile vehicle platform. Its task is to provide anti-air and anti-missile protection for a given area at the time of a hostile attack. The German version of the system is the most modern in Europe. These are launchers that can fire various missiles. On the 1st of April, Russia assumed the rotating presidency of the UN Security Council, whose role is to maintain world peace and security. Paradoxically, it is Russia that is waging war in Ukraine and is also the initiator of offensive hybrid warfare action directed against its neighbors and beyond. This is a very troublesome situation for many countries, which would expect Russia to stop its aggression in the first place. Russia is blatantly violating the basic principles of this organization, but in the name of having at least one place in the world where you can talk to anyone on neutral ground, Russia is simply using its rights. Experts question the legitimacy of Russia's admission into the ranks of the United Nations organization. Russia took the place of the Soviet Union in 1991, bypassing the formal procedure. In contrast, after the breakup of Czechoslovakia, both the Czech Republic and Slovakia had to go through an admission procedure.